welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm doing another TBR jar video. I actually haven't done one of these for the past 2 months, so I'm excited to get back into doing this video and having some prompts pick my reads for the month. If you guys haven't seen this video before, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out, I'll probably do 6 prompts. So I'll pick out 6 prompts from here, and based on those prompts I'm going to look at my TBR cart and pick the book that I want to read that best correlates with that prompt, if that makes sense. I have a full TBR cart here. I have so many new books that I've recently added to this cart, so I'm really excited to finally dive into some of those books. The main reason I love doing these videos is because it helps me to pick out books that I would not normally reach for. I feel like because I am constantly like buying new books, I really want to reach for those new books, but doing this video helps me reach for the books that I've had on my shelf for a long time that I don't necessarily want to pick up at the time, if that makes sense. I've had them on there for so long, but I need to read them. I bought them for a reason. I think that is everything for the intro. Let's go ahead and get into the prompts. Okay, I feel like you guys can see all the books on here, so I don't even have to move it or anything, but let's go ahead and pick out 6 prompts. A book you just bought. Well, that's very fitting. Okay, so I just bought a few new books. Let's see what I have on here. I have Reckless, which is obviously a contender. I feel like this is a book I'm going to pick up by the end of this month in July, so I'm not going to add this one on here. Butcher and Blackbird is fairly new. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is new. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Lightlark I just bought. The Fine Print, A Novel Love Story. Anatomy, Summer Romance, The Magnolia Summer, My Magnolia Summer. Which one do I want to read? I want to read a lot of these, obviously. I just bought them. I feel like A Novel Love Story is probably the one that I want to read the most right now. I guess I also really want to read Summer Romance. I feel like this one might be over this one. These are both super pretty covers though. Definitely very summery vibes. I feel like I'm gonna go for this one just because I've seen so many people rate it super highly, and this one I haven't heard the greatest things about, even though I am eager to read this for sure. I'm really excited to read this one, so this is the first pick. Number 2. A book a friend has talked about. I feel like this is another new one that I haven't gotten before. I have to remember I also have books on my actual bookshelves that I haven't read yet. So I have the Shatter Me series, Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Okay, I feel like this is really hard because I don't have many like book friends like in person that I talk about with books. I mainly talk with my friend Delaney and my cousin Kaylee about books. So I feel like the only one that fits this would be the Twisted series. My cousin has talked to me a lot about, and she recently read it. She actually recommended this to me in a book video. She recommended this in The House Across the Lake, and I went with The House Across the Lake. So she did also talk about this one, and I know that she really enjoyed this series for the most part, I think. So maybe I'll dive into this. I have added this on my TBR before and I didn't get to it. I guess I'm adding this again. So we have Twisted Love by Anna Hong. The only other one I can think of that I talked with Delaney about is the ACOTAR series and Throne of Glass series, which I'm going to continue anyways, so I don't really want to add those on here. It doesn't necessarily push me out to do something that I wouldn't do, if that makes sense. Okay, prompt number 3. An author you've never read before. Okay, this is fun because I have a lot that I haven't read before. Like, a lot of them. I don't even know. Oh my gosh, this is hard. I guess I can take Reckless off because I know that I'm going to read it anyways. So let's just take that one off. I have 2 romance so far, so I definitely want to do a mystery thriller or a fantasy. I feel like I want to read one of these. First Lie Wins or None of This Is True. I haven't read many like mystery thrillers lately, and I really want to read one of these. I've actually just saw a video of a booktuber reading this book on audiobook, and I've had this for a while, and I actually am really excited to get into it. So I think I'm gonna do None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, and I'll probably listen to the audiobook because I've heard that the audiobook is really good. So that is book number 3. Okay, halfway done. We have 3 more to go. Free pick. Wow, I'm getting a lot of good ones. I feel like I want to do a fantasy now. So I have Heartless Hunter. I'm pretty sure that's a fantasy. I'm really interested to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I do not have any fantasy at all. These are like all romance books. I think I'm gonna go for this one. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I've had this book for a really long time. This book is so massive. Like, it's so big. Like, the physical book is so big. This is another one I've heard so many good things about. Is this a fantasy? I don't know. I feel like it is. I think I'm gonna add this one. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It's definitely been on my radar for a long time, so I'm excited to finally pick that one up. All right, we got 2 more. Let's see. A blue book. Okay, this is fun. Let's see, I have The Nightingale as an option by Kristen Hanna. First Light Wins. Is that blue? I feel like that counts as blue, right? It has a lot of blue on there. Is this one count as blue? Maybe not. That one is a lot more white than blue. Done and Dusted is another one. And then A Novel Love Story is another option. That one's very blue. Oh, we also have The Fine Print as well. This one, I'd say that's pretty blue. I honestly would love to read The Nightingale, but I feel like I already have. I feel like with having The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, that book is already pretty long. So I typically like to stick to like one long book for the month, so that is my long pick. So I'm probably not gonna go with that one. I feel like I'm gonna go for A Novel Love Story, just because this book is obviously still fairly new. A lot of people are reading it right now, and sometimes I just don't like to be off the bandwagon. So I think I'm gonna go with A Novel Love Story. I just cannot get over this cover, you guys. It's so pretty. The same author that wrote The 7-Year Slip, and I don't remember what I rated that book. I feel like I gave it like 4 stars. Her books always have such a unique concept. Alright, you guys, we have one more pick for this video. Let's get a good one. The book you've been dreading reading. Okay, I actually don't know if I have any books on here that I'm dreading reading necessarily. Usually if I'm dreading reading something, it's because it's long or it's like literary fiction, which usually tie together hand in hand. A Thousand White Kisses. I feel like that could be a good option because I've heard that book is really, really sad. All That We Never Were, I don't know why. I honestly don't even remember why I bought this book. I haven't like seen anyone ever talk about this. For some reason, I've just never had the urge to pick it up. It's not necessarily a book that I'm like dreading reading though. I also have What Happens After Midnight. I just have no urge to pick this up either, but I've had this for so long. I'm like, maybe I should just read it. It's a YA book, so it'd be super quick to read. It just reminds me, it gives me like Halloween vibes though. I'm like, is it the time to read it? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with A Thousand White Kisses by Tilly Cole. So many people say that this book is like super, super sad, so I guess I'm dreading reading it for that reason because I feel like it's gonna make me cry. I guess this is the final pick for today's video, book number 6. Okay, let's go ahead and go over all of the ones that I picked. Alright guys, we have all of the book picks that I picked for this video. First book that we have that I recently bought was Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I don't know how to say her last name. I've seen multiple different ways to say it. This is her newest release. She has a few more books. I think one of them is Nora Goes Off Script. I saw that one the other day in the bookstore. So this is a book that I actually recently added to my TBR card, and I got it off of a website, an online bookstore. It's called TERTULIA, and they actually gave me like a little discount code for you guys to use. It's always going to be linked in my description box, but it's 20% off of your order on there. This is not sponsored. It's just something that they kindly sent over to me. If you guys are ever going to buy books, definitely check out this website because they have tons of like popular books, all different kinds of different genres and everything, and you are also able to get 20% off. So I do get a small part of the commission if you do choose to purchase anything from them, but totally don't feel like you have to. It's just something that I wanted to share with you guys because it is a discount. A lot of bookstores you don't get to have that discount, so I thought it was really kind that they gave me that coupon code for you guys. I think the code is Allyssa Fans in all caps. So yeah, don't feel like you have to use it, but if you are interested, it does get you 20% off of your order. This one I have heard a lot of rave about. So I just saw Destiny recently rate it super highly. So I'm just always curious to see how I feel about a book compared to like other book YouTubers. I am excited to pick this up. I honestly don't even know. I think this one is just like a basic romance. I feel like it's gonna be super quick, light and fluffy, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. We'll see when we get into it, but this is the first one. Just look at the cover. It just looks so summery. I love it. Just got really dark out, so I apologize about the lighting. The second one we have is Twisted Love by Anna Hong, the first book in the Twisted series, which is a romance series. So Twisted Love, I've had this Honestly, this is one of the books that's been on my TBR for the longest, so I'm excited to finally get into it. And I did already have this on my TBR before, so this is just a sign that I need to finally get into the series for real this time. And I also believe it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I always love when a book is on Kindle Unlimited and I don't have to buy it on Kindle, but I can read it on there, and I feel like that will motivate me a lot to pick it up. Yay, this is book number 2. Book number 3, we have a mystery thriller. This is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I think this was for a new author that I haven't read yet, and I have not picked up any of her books. I think she's also written Then She Was Gone. I don't know if that's a series, but I just recently saw, what is her name? McKenna, maybe? I don't know, she's a book YouTuber, and she recently listened to the audiobook and she said that this was really good because I think it's like they start a podcast throughout the book. It just there's a podcast going on, which is what makes it so good to listen to on audiobook. Yeah, I think it's like an interview. I honestly have not been reading a lot of mystery thrillers recently, so I'm excited to get into another one. Hopefully it's good. Book number 4 is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This is by V.E. Schwab. I feel like this is a fantasy. I need to look it up actually to make sure. It says dark fantasy romance. Okay, yeah, this says fantasy. I'm going with fantasy for this. I think it's about a girl who, like, she wakes up and has completely forgotten everything about herself and her life, like doesn't even remember her name. I feel like this will be really, really interesting. We shall see how it goes. Yay. I've heard it's really sad too. Book number 5 is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston. This is the same author to The 7-Year Slip, which was like a magical realism, and I feel like this kind of follows the same concept, I guess. When her car unexpectedly breaks down on the way, she finds herself stranded in a quaint town that seems like it's right out of a novel, because it is. This place can't be real, and yet she's here. It's the town in her favorite romance series. I feel like that would be so fun to like be in the same town that your favorite book takes place in. That would be so fun. Like to go to Knott's Harbor, Maine, where Happy Place took place. I'm sorry. That would be so cool. Yeah, I feel like the concept of this is just really cool, and she's kind of like living in the book that she read, her favorite book. Like I said, Ashley Poston always has super unique and just different plots to her books. Hopefully this is good. And then the last book that we have on my TBR is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. Another one I've had on this shelf for literally so long, but this is the one that I am dreading reading because I've heard so many sad things about this. This is a YA romance book. I don't remember exactly the plot, but I think it's like between these two characters, and one of them, they're like in high school and they were together, and then one of them like went away for a super long time and they just now came back. That's what the back is kind of giving. I am interested to see if this makes me cry or not. Sometimes I don't like going into books knowing that other people have cried over them, because then if I don't cry, I'm like, what did I miss out on? What did I not feel that other people felt? But that's just what reading is about. Obviously we all have different opinions and different thoughts and feelings and everything, but yes, this is the last book that I have. Alrighty guys, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed doing another one of these videos. I feel like I have not done it in forever. I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to read all these books, but it gives me definitely a more narrow palette to choose from, because obviously like this is very intimidating to go off of. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!